Hi, it's me, Reidy, with another episode of Beat the First Man for you, episode 53 of our silly little show. So what we got coming up today, we've got the road to Wemberlee, and we've got some exciting news on that coming up as part of the show. Ted comes back with another treble. We find out how he got on last week. It's a hairy one on how old, something to look forward to. And find out who is leading in fantasy football, Dad v Lad. As usual though, before we start, time for the boring housekeeping. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe down below. One thing we like some comments. So tell us what you like about the show, don't like about the show. Tell us how your fantasy football team's doing. Are you doing better than me and Kian? Blah, 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 all the usual stuff. Put whatever you like. I'll reply to every single one anyway. Give us a like, because we do like those. And last but not least, don't forget the little notifications bell, because I don't want you to miss another episode of the show. But first off, as always, tit on. Let's turn the old volume off, shall we? So, Stoke Gabriel and Torbay Police, no game last weekend. So, some could say a successful weekend. No defeat, no goals conceded, job done. Anyway, Wednesday night they had a trip to Ottery St Mary. So I was sat there, minding my own business as I do, watching some rubbish on the telly. Flicked on Twitter just to see how they were getting on. And I went on the Ottery St Mary Twitter feed. 2 minutes, 1-0, Ottery St Mary. 4 minutes, 2-0, Ottery St Mary. Okay, I think that's what you call not the best of starts. Anyway, it all went quiet. I kept refreshing, nothing. Until 81 minutes. Ottery St Mary 2, Stoke Gabriel and Torbay Police 1. Game on! Surely not. Can we get the draw? Can we get the equaliser? Frantic refresh, frantic refresh. Can we get the goal to get the 2-2 draw? Alas, no, they couldn't find the equaliser, so it's another defeat, unfortunately. But by God, a 2-1 defeat, considering where we were last year, that is some improvement. So, I think that draw, that victory is getting ever closer. Now, on Saturday, it's a home game against a side who are also struggling down near the foot of the table, Sidmouth Town. So, is this the game where we nick a result? Who knows? Come back next week to find out. So, how old? That time of the show where we like to hazard a guess on how old some random footballer is when a photo was taken of him. We had a run where we didn't go for any Scottish footballers for a little while, but they're back with a vengeance now after last week's Ken McNaught. We're back with another one for this week. So, this is a man, a very hairy man, it's fair to say, who graced the pitch at Pittodrie in the Red of Aberdeen for over 11 seasons, made over 250 appearances, scoring 77 goals in the meantime. He made the move to the US of A, USA, where he signed for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. I mean, they only had Pele and Beckenbauer, they didn't have much in the way of talent at the time. He played 42 times there before he decided to make the switch to Norfolk. Tampa Bay, Norfolk, I don't know, you tell me. Anyway, he struggled with the Canaries and Norwich. He wasn't there for very long and he moved back to the States again. USA. Obviously you have to do that if you say USA. Affectionately known by Aberdeen fans as the Brush. Quite ironic, because when you see his hair, clearly he didn't own a brush. He could have done with one, that's fair to say. Anyway, he also made 5 appearances for Scotland, but of course what we want to know is when this photo of Davy Robb was taken. How old was he? What a beautiful head of hair the man had. Oh, to have all that hair. Anyway, the road to Wemberlee. So, our FA Cup team of Harbour Town in the preliminary round, they were up against higher league opposition in the shape of Biggleswade. If you don't know how this works, we picked a team in the extra preliminary round or a match. We said the winners who would follow through, and it's winner stays on. So, Harbour Town were our team. They were entertaining Biggleswade. Biggleswade ran out easy 3-0 winners. So, Biggleswade became our team. So, we're all Biggleswade boys and girls now. So, the draw for the first qualifying round was made on Monday, and Biggleswade have been drawn at home to a fellow side from their division, AFC Dunstable. Now, we have some exciting news from the Biggleswade camp. So, they've bought into the road to Wembley. They've been on our Twitter feed, they've been replying to tweets, they've been retweeting tweets. We like Biggleswade, they're going for it. Even better than that, on zooming in next week, we'll be joined. It'll only be a brief zooming in. It won't be a long one. It's just about the road to Wembley. But one of the joint managers of Biggleswade FC, Dave Northfield, will talk about Biggleswade, the club, the upcoming game, and our chances of following them all the way to the final. Okay, maybe the first round proper, but it's good. In a minute, it's good. So manager of Biggleswade FC will be on here next week as we go on the road to Wembley, Wembley. We're BTFM and we're on the road to Wembley, Wembley. There we go. So earlier on in the week, I caught up with Kean as we did another section of Dad VLAD Fantasy Football. We review our results from week 2, look at any transfers made for week 3, give our selections for week 3. So without further ado, here's Dad VLAD Fantasy Football. Right, so here we go then. Another instalment of Dad v Lad Fantasy Football with me, Reidy, and lad Kean. Kean, how are we?
Not bad, not too bad.
Good, good. So we had to do it tonight because I think tomorrow night you'll be in no fit state to do it because I understand you're going to a certain music festival.
Yeah, I'm going to Leeds tomorrow. So
very nice indeed. So let's get on with the fantasy football side of things then. And let's look at last week's points. So I scored 56 points last week. What did you manage?
75.
75. Unbelievable. So I had a good week and you still done me. So who was your star man for the week then?
I think it's quite easy. As I was on, I think I must have been on 60 points on Monday night. And then at the end of Monday night, I was on 75 just because of Antonio.
So you're a bit reliant on one man then?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm looking at my team and this is quite impressive. Every player scored points.
That's good going.
I'm well impressed. So but I'd have to say my star man was Ruben Diaz.
Yeah. What did he get?
He got me 11 points.
He's in my team as well.
Yeah, so he was my star man, but every single player scored me points last week.
Can we just talk about the fact that I took Reece James out? Or?
Yeah, talk about that, because he only got, I mean, what did he get? An assist, a goal, a clean sheet?
And 3 bonus points.
Excellent. So you did well dropping him.
And I dropped him for Cresswell, who got 2 points.
Excellent work. Well done. Try it again next week.
Yeah.
So, moving on to this week then. Have you made any transfers this week?
I have. I've made one that I put him in my first team and then swapped him out. So I didn't know if he'd be playing. But now that he's played the last 2 games, I think he's definitely going to start under Pep. So I've gone for Grealish.
Right, okay. So you brought in Grealish. And who have you taken out?
Havertz.
Right, okay. Well, I've made 2
put him in your team.
Huh?
Put Havertz in your team.
Well, I've made 2 transfers.
Oh, you're taking the -4, or?
Yeah, I've taken the hit. So I've got rid of Ben Chilwell, as I said I would do.
Yeah.
Because he didn't start again. So he's gone out the door, never to be seen again. And replaced him with Lucas Digne.
Oof.
And as much as he was a little prick last week at the Leeds Everton game, I've still put him in my team.
I refuse to put him in after that.
I've now got 2 pricks in my team because I've got him and Richarlison. I've also got rid of Ben White.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've taken Ben White out. I've replaced Ben White with Pereira of Leicester.
He's firmly on my bench at the moment.
There's a reason I've put Pereira of Leicester in my team.
What's the reason?
Well, you'll find out. So your team for this week then, quickly run through your team for this week for us.
So we've got Ederson in goal. Same back 3 of Diaz, Cresswell and Alexander-Arnold. And then Grealish has come in, Grealish has come in, Barnes, Salah, Rafinha, Mount. And then Bamford and Antonio up top again.
Right, okay. So I've made a few changes this week.
Yeah.
So I've got Martinez in goal. Back 4 of Diaz, Pereira, because Leicester have got Norwich away.
Yeah.
Digne and Kufal, or Soufal as they keep calling him. Midfielder Salah, Mount, Rafinha, Grealish, same midfield 3 weeks running.
Yeah.
And up front, Richarlison's in, so Richarlison and Jamie Vardy.
It's not a bad strike partnership, is it?
So there we go. So who have you gone for as your vice captain this week?
I've gone for Antonio.
Oh, as your vice captain?
Yeah.
Well, I've gone for Rafinha as my vice captain on the grounds that we've got Burnley away. So, and who have you gone for as your captain?
Your vice captain.
Oh, have you?
Gone for Rafinha. I trust him because he was well up for it last week.
Yeah.
And if he plays like that again, I mean, he's playing against someone who's not as good as what Digne is.
Yeah.
So he's just going to burn them, isn't he?
Well, from a Leeds point of view, let's hope so.
Yeah.
Well, I've gone for Jamie Vardy as my captain.
Yeah.
Because he is the ultimate flat track bully. And they have got Norwich.
Yeah.
I think he's going to score at least one.
Well, you'd expect him to, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So who have you got on your bench then that's not made the team this week?
I think it's the same as last week. So Ben Foster, Ayling, Obafemi, and then there's one more, but I can't remember who I put on the bench.
Your other striker.
Who is it?
Oh, no, you got a weird formation, haven't
Yeah, I play 3-5-2.
you? Yeah.
So that'd be a defender. Ben White. That's what it is.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got on my bench Ben Foster, Connor Cody. I've dropped him because they've got Man United at home.
Yeah.
Billy Gilmore's on the bench now, and Ivan Toney is on the bench after all his misses last week.
He'll score now.
He will score now. They've got Villa away, so he's bound to score.
Penalty.
So if we have a quick look at the league table, we'll quickly just see where we are. So it's a league of 31 teams. Kian, you currently sit in 12th place.
It's not bad going, that, is it?
Not bad. Bit of a climb up the table. 137 points. You're
That's
only
right.
66 behind the leader.
I'll catch up, don't worry.
I am currently in 21st place, so I've gone up as well.
Yeah, can we have an
I'm
update
on
on Harry?
113 points. So I'm 24 behind you.
Yeah.
So you've extended the lead this week. 19 points lead you scored this week on ahead of mine.
Is Harry still bottom?
No,
Oh,
but someone else in your house is. Say
I
no
believe
more.
that's probably to do with the saving money she told me she was doing.
Yeah, say no more. So we'll be back next week for another instalment of Dad VLAD Fantasy Football. We'll see how we get on at the weekend. I'm feeling that this is my big week. This one, I'm going to close the gap this week. So, Kian, enjoy the festival.
Sure,
And we'll see you next week for Dad VLAD Fantasy Football. But for now, back to the show. There we go then. Kian extended his lead in week 2. He's now leading by 24 points, but that's a nothing gap, really. I think he's worried. I think he's very reliant on that one player, isn't he? So he gets injured. It's game on, I reckon. Shout out to Gary Hamilton and his Kaja Warriors, who still lead the table. He's got 203 points. He must have been using some serious point play already, surely, to get all them. Ridiculous. Harry is off the bottom now, so we've got a new name on the bottom replacing him. Trish Barrett is now bottom of the league with 67 points, so Harry will be happy that he is no longer bottom. So, time that we bring this bad boy out. Why has he got a large inflatable hammer, I hear you say, if it's the first time you've ever watched the show? Well, let me tell you why. So this is for Hammer Time. So how Hammer Time works, it's a 6-goal victory or more, nothing less qualifies. Anything more, you're in with a shout. Well, this week, there were Hammer Times galore. We had a couple of 6s. Shout out to Klaxvik from the Faroe Isles. We're so close. Up until Wednesday night, they were Hammer Time, having won 7-0 on Saturday. But no, they were beaten to the punch on Wednesday night. So, having been on the wrong end of a couple of 9-0s in recent seasons, Southampton travelled to Newport County in the Carabao Cup on Wednesday evening. And a 3-0 lead at the break was merely an appetiser. Gave no real indication that Hammer Time was just around the corner, to be truthful. But within 12 minutes of the restart, the Saints had raced into a 6-0 lead. And all you could hear from the terraces was, Hammer Time, Hammer Time, Hammer Time. Incredible. Word must have got round. Anyway, the Newport fans groaned. They knew what was coming. They knew the big hammer was coming their way. So, what made it worse, on 70 minutes, it was 7-0, and suddenly Southampton were on the verge of being the biggest winners of hammer time. And in the 90th minute, El Yunusi completed a hat-trick and made it 8-0 to the Saints. So, Chair, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to be Newport County. As Hammer, you're Southampton. Ladies and gentlemen, it is hammer time! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Southampton, hammer time! Now, who can step up and give us a 9? Any of you out there? Anybody? Klaxvik of the Faroe Isles, have you got a 9 in you? See what happens this weekend, shall we? So, the Bear is back. Our old friend Ted, got a bit, not going to lie, looks a little bit less smug than last week. How are we doing, Ted? Fuming. Bloody VAR. Hang on, Ted, what do you know about VAR? Reidy, I am a bear, not an idiot. VAR, virtual arsehole referee. Ted, that is not what VAR stands for. Trust me, Reidy, after last weekend, that is exactly what it is. I mean, did you see the offside that stopped Newcastle getting a penalty and costing me my bet? It was very tight, Ted, I'll give you that. It was tighter than you, Reidy. Harsh. So let's review your treble for last week. So you went for Manchester City to beat Norwich with a -1 handicap, so you're giving Norwich a 1-goal start. And to think you questioned me on that one. Well, in fairness, Ted, they had been struggling to score goals. And in fairness, Reidy, I told you Norwich were shit. You did, Ted, to be fair. And yeah, a 5-0 win, so that one came in quite comfortably. So you got that one right. Chelsea to win at Arsenal. Easy, never in doubt. Arsenal, as I said, total and utter bobbins. It's a great word, Ted. Last of all, Aston Villa to beat Newcastle with both teams to score. Well, the Village did their bit, but VAR cost me. The other bit, really, technically, it was a win, isn't it? Let's be honest. No, Ted, it wasn't. That's not how it works. Cheated, that's what I was. Okay, well, let's move on to this week's treble then, Ted. Let's hope you can have a little bit more luck with this. What have you got lined up for us this week? Ted's treble? Are you stupid? I know it's Ted's treble, Ted, but who is in your actual Ted's treble? Can you give us the teams that are in the treble? Okay, starting with Liverpool v Chelsea, and I am calling a draw. Probably a bore fest of a 0-0, but let's just go with a draw. It's a big call, Ted, and it's a little bit sitting on the fence. Don't bet on it then. It's up to you. You don't have to. Okay, well, let's take the second part then. West Ham to beat Crystal Palace. Ted, I've got to agree. Palace are struggling, and West Ham look like they do look like a team possessed at the moment. If they keep playing like this, they're going to take some serious stopping. So, yeah, no, that's a good shout, that one. So who's completing the treble then, Ted? Newcastle v Southampton, both teams to score. Have you not learnt anything after last week and the Geordies letting you down? Don't you worry, this time, Reidy, it's coming in. Virtual arsehole referee will not come into play. How much am I winning this week? Well, it's paying quite a tidy 7-1, Ted, to be honest with you. So it is well worth winning. So let's just quickly review your bet on the screen, Ted's treble. So it's Liverpool to draw with Chelsea. It's West Ham to beat Crystal Palace. And it's Newcastle v Southampton, both teams to score, paying around about 7-1. So, Ted, you looking forward to that coming in then? Reidy. Again, get me the wheelbarrow, I will collect my winnings. Anyway, my old chum, I'll be back later. I'm going to guess how old that grizzly bear was. What grizzly bear? Do you mean Davy Robb? As I said, grizzly bear. See you later. Getting no better, is he? Next week he'll be back with a little knob of the month. He might do a treble as well, you never know, but it'll be a little knob for August, so we'll see what he comes back with next week. So I can hear voices. Is it voices?
The name game.
Yes, the voices that say it's the name game. Another trawl of the world of football to find you a brilliantly named footballer. Well, this week we get very brave because he's a 6'3" centre back. So there will be a little apology at the end in case he ever gets to see this clip. So, started his career at Charlton, never made an appearance for Charlton before loan spells at Blackpool and QPR saw him earn a switch to the latter, where he first made his name. He played 145 times for the Hoops, scoring 15 goals before making the move to Watford, where he played a further 69 games, scoring a further 8 goals. Not bad for a centre-back. There he moved on again to Millwall, Bolton and QPR before he moved back to Millwall, where he played another 69 times, scoring 3 goals before retiring. He also won international honours. For his native Nigeria, played an impressive 32 times for the Super Eagles. Of course, as always though, it's his brilliant name that we're interested in. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Danny Shitu. That's just a pile of shit. Why would you put a picture of a pile of shit on the screen? Honestly, you lot are all sacked. I'm going to do this myself from now on. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Danny Shitu. So, there you go. So, I like Danny Shitu. He's a lovely man. He's a beast of a man. So, I would like to apologise from me, and I would like to blame it all on the production team. They chose your name for the name game, not me. Wasn't me. Love you, Danny. Anyway, the Lineal European Cup. So, shock news. We have new Lineal European Cup winners. So, defending champions Borussia Dortmund travelled to Freiburg last weekend and they crashed to a 2-1 defeat, meaning they've relinquished the title. That's how it works. Winner stays on. Simple enough. All they had to do was draw. They went down to a 2-1 defeat. No easy defence for the boys from Freiburg, though. They're on the road this week. They travel to Stuttgart, where they'll look to defend the trophy. So a Lineal European Cup final between Freiburg and Stuttgart. That is what makes this competition so brilliant. So, the Lineal UEFA Cup, our old friend Susanna Hoffenheim, they did it the hard way again, as they relied on another draw to defend the trophy. They're fast turning into the Chris Eubank of how to retain your title. Just do enough to win it, move on. Anyway, so they had a 2-2 draw with Union Berlin. Well, this weekend, in an ironic twist, they will be defending the trophy against Borussia Dortmund. So Borussia Dortmund, having only just given up the Lineal European Cup, now have a chance to win the Lineal UEFA Cup. So, will the Yellow and Blacks take the trophy and take it back home and put it where the little ring of dust was, where the Lineal European Cup used to be? It'll fit quite nicely in there. So, I can hear Ted coming back again, which can only mean one thing. It's how old the reveal. So, Ted, have you got this week's? What, the hairy man you mean? Ted, he had stylish, long, flowing locks, much like myself. There's clearly no barbers where he lived, was there? Ted, it was the time of rock stars, long hair. That's how they wore it in those days. Hair like a girl, you mean? Ted, you can't say that anymore. That's not the world we live in anymore. Reidy, I am Ted. I can say whatever I like. There is no political correctness applicable to me. Okay, Ted, well, you're here to guess the age of Davy Robb. So, what are you thinking? 89, Reidy. 89? Ted, don't be so bloody stupid. He's not going to be 89, is he? That's just ridiculous. What's your real guess? Well, every other week I'm miles out, so I just picked a random figure out the sky. In which case, I will go 26. Well, let's find out, shall we? So when this photo of Davy Robb was taken, he was 29 years old. That's it, Reidy. I am done with this utterly stupid game. Get somebody else on for this bit. Can't you do Dad VLAD? How old? No, Ted, because I enjoy watching you fail. Forget it. I'm out of here. I'm not doing it anymore. Not taking it well again, I see. So, there we go. The end of episode 53 has arrived. I'm sorry, people. It's all over. But, good news. We'll be back next week for episode 54. So, if you're a regular, thanks as always for coming back again. If you're new to the show and this is your first time watching and you've still got all the way to this bit, please click subscribe down the bottom. Even better, as I said before, drop your comments down below. Click the likes. We love the likes, so please give us a little like. And don't forget to ring that little bell. Not play the drums, so you never miss another episode. But for now, though, it is ding ding, next stop, episode episode 54, which will be next Saturday, the 4th of September. But for now, people, stay safe and see you next week.